Good morning, class. I am your teacher in mathematics, and my name is John Paul C. Mercado. You may call me Sir Mercado or Sir John Paul. So, class, before we start our lesson, let's have a praying for this morning. So, anyone from the class who can lead the prayer? Yes, you? Okay. She will lead the prayer. So, everybody, let's stand up. Come on. So, let's bow our head and pray. Everybody, come on. Okay. Okay, class, please remain standing and check your tables and chairs under of it. If they have some dirt, please capture it and put it on trash can. Okay, are you done? Okay, if you're done, good morning. Good morning to everybody. Again, good morning. Everybody, please be seated. May I assign your president to check the attendance of your classmate before we start in our lesson. So, Mr. President, are you there? Okay. So while checking off your attendance, I will prepare this lesson for this day. So we can start. So class, let's review your last lesson from mathematics. What is your last lesson from mathematics? And what have you learned from this? Okay, I will pick three persons to discuss their learning about mathematics, your past lesson on mathematics. So let's start. Any volunteer? Yes? Good. Please stand up and say what you learned from your previous lesson in mathematics. Nice. Very good. Anyone? Okay. Yes, yes, you. Okay, stand up. Wow. That's great. Very good. Last one. From the back. Anyone from the back? Okay, you. Okay. So listen to her. What have you learned from your previous mathematics? Can you discuss it from your class or from our class? Okay. Very good. Again, class, our lesson for this quarter is about geometry. But before we start, may I ask you a question about geometry? Uh, this question is about your concept or what you're thinking when you hear the word geometry. Okay, anyone from the class? Raise your hand. Okay. Mr. Maria. Mr. Maria. Mr. Maria. Mr. Maria. Again, class, our lesson for this quarter is about geometry. But before we start, may I ask you a question about geometry? Uh, this question is about your concept or what you're thinking when you hear the word geometry. Okay, anyone from the class? Raise your hand. Again, class, our lesson for this quarter is about geometry. But before we start, may I ask you a question about how you think or what will you think when you hear the word geometry? This is all about your own concept. Anyone who can share their thoughts about their thinking about geometry? Okay, anyone from the class? Mr. Brian? Yeah. Okay, class, let's hear the thoughts, the voice of Mr. Brian. So, when you hear the word geometry, what will come in your mind? Yes? Hmm. That's great. Give him 5 claps. Class, give him 5 claps for Mr. Brian. Nice. Another, Maria. The same question as Mr. Brian. And the question is, what will you think or what come up with your mind when you hear the word geometry? Please stand up, Miss Maria. Class, listen to her. Hmm. That's a good job. Nice. Okay, another question. What comes to you on your mind when you hear the word geo and the word metri? Let's come first from the word geo. So anybody can answer my question? Okay. So that's it. Thank you. Thank you for your sharing. So that's it. When you hear the word geo from geometry, means geo means earth or land. And when you hear or read the word metri, it's defined about measurement. When you combine it, geo and metri, or how this geometry is studied. When you define this word, geometry is a study of the land and measurements, earth and measurements. That is geometry. Another one, geometry means balance. Balance, yes, balance. What is the importance of geometry in you? Geometry can use from construction, building, or anyone na tinatayo natin from structures, things. They use geometry to make it balance. Okay, class. Geometry is a branch of mathematics that deals with the measurements, properties, and relationships of the points, lines, angles, surfaces, and solid. So, we talk about the measurement, properties, and relationships of these points, lines, angles, surfaces, and solids. So, let's start from the points. So, what is a point? A point is a representative of that, like this, and it can form a lines or line, angle, surfaces, and solids when it is connected. So, A dot or a point is a big or has a big role for making angle, lines, surfaces, and solids. So everything is starting from a point, small point, like this. So let's talk about the three kinds of the point. So number one, the collinear point. If there are more than one point is located on a certain straight line, they are called collinear point. For example, like this. They have a straight line called x and y, and from the line x and y, there have a point called point A, point B, and point C. They say that if there are more than one point is located on a certain straight line, they are called collinear point. It means if we found more than one point from this straight line, it means they are called collinear point. For example, this look at this. The second point is non-collinear point. If there are three or more than points that cannot be joined by a single straight line, those are called non-collinear point. For example, here, from point P, point Q, point R, and point S, they are not or they cannot join by a single line because they are scattered or they are separated. So it means point P, point Q, point R, and point S are called non-collinear point because they can join by a single straight line. Unlike from collinear point, they are only found in one straight line. But this non-collinear point, they are scattered, like, right? They are scattered. So they are called non-collinear or non-collinear point. Remember, if there are three or more, so we can start from three or more points that cannot be joined. The keyword is three or more points that cannot be joined by a single straight line. Then the last point that we talk is about concurrent point, or the last from the 3 points is concurrent point. If two or more lines are passes in one point, this is one point, that's called concurrent point. For example, from this example, here from point N, you can see that there have more lines that is passes from point N. Line PQ passes from the point M. Line TU passes also from the point M. Line arc S is also passed from the point M. And the last is the line V and W passes also from point M. So these lines or four lines pass on one point. Shit. The last point that we talk about is concurrent point. Concurrent point, if two or more lines are passes in one point, that is called concurrent point. For the example here, we see that line PQ, line RS, line TU, and line VW, they are all passes in only one point. That is called point M. In the figure above, it shows that the line PQ, RS, TU, and VW were passed in one point, in point M. Like what I said earlier, they are they are all passes in one point. Class, did you follow me? Okay, class, did you understand what I have taught to you about this lesson from the points from the point? So if you understand, let's take this assessment one. So I will read the direction, then just listen. I will read the direction. Identify what types of point is shown. So class, you will identify what types of point was displayed here. So you will write this point. So write your answers on your sheet of your paper. So take your paper, take one sheet of your paper, then answer it from 1 to 6. Identify what types of points is being displayed here from 1 to 6. Any question? Okay, man. So you may start now. Class, are you done? So let's check your papers. Exchange paper from this group to this group. So exchange your paper. So number one, what is the answer? Is this a concurrent point, non-collinear, or collinear point? What is the answer? So number one is good. Number one is collinear point. Number three, class. What types of point it is? This is non-collinear, collinear point, or concurrent point? Okay, Jose. What is it? What is the answer of number three? Nice. Correct. This is collinear point because point A, B, C, and D are found in one straight line. So we found them in one straight line. So this is collinear point. So number four, the keyword is scattered. What is the answer of number four? It is concurrent point, non-collinear, or collinear point. What is your answer? Okay, this is non-collinear because they are scattered and they can't join by a single straight line. That's good. Okay, number five. Point P, point Q, point R, and point S are scattered and they can also join by a single straight line. So the same answer as 4. Answer number 5 is non-collinear. Good. Last number. There is only one point and they have 3 lines that is passes from the point J or the one point. So line KL, line OP, and line MN are all passes in one point. So what is the answer? Good. This is the concurrent point. Since we are done from the first lesson from the geometry, which is point, I think this is activity is a home activity. But I will explain how to do it. So the activity titled Create Me Using Your Point. So this is the directions. Using a point, create anything that has a deep meaning in you, then connect each point to figure out the image and explain what and why it is important to you. So anything that is or that has a deep meaning for you, for example, a flower, a tree, or anything things that makes you happy or makes anything that has meaning to you for you. This is the grading system. Cleanliness, 30%. So we need the neat and clean. If you pass from this, you will get 30%. Explanation, 25%. So, sir, how, where I will put the explanation? So, you will write it at the back of the, by the way, this is the materials to be used. Oslo paper or bond paper, anything of these two. Pencil, ruler, ball pen, or sign pen for tracing, and crayons. If you want to crayons or to color it, much better. So this is the grading system. Cleanliness, 30%. Explanation, 25%. Attractiveness, 10%. Application of the lesson, 35%. The total of 100%. So, do you have a question, class? Any question from this activity, home activity? Okay, none. You may copy it, write on your notebooks or paper para hindi makalimutan. Okay, class, let's proceed from the next topic from geometry. So the last lesson from geometry is the line or lines. So what is line? A line can be defined as a straight set of points that is extended in opposite directions. So a line is defined as a straight set of points that is extended in opposite direction. So the image here, if you can see, the image here is the straight line that extended from both opposite direction. And it has no ends in both direction. So this is infinite or infinity from both direction. This arrow tells the infinity or defined as infinity because this is extended from opposite directions. It has no thickness, so this is only a line, no other than, no thickness, nor something. A line is no thickness, and it is one-dimensional. Why they say one-dimensional? Because this is only a line, so we cannot tell this is a shape or anything because this is only a line. So it is one-dimensional. Did you get it? Okay, good. Any question from this? Okay, man. Number 2, we go to line segment. So what is line segment? So line segment is a part of the line which has defined endpoints. So line segment has an endpoint. If we start here, as you can see from this figure, if we start to draw a line from this point and this point, this is only the end of this line. So we have point here, so this is the end point. No extension, no infinity. Where did you start and where did you stop? That's the endpoints, or that is the line segment. If you start from the, for example, if you start from Baliwasan, then you start from Jollibee. So Jollibee from straight line. So that is example of the line segment. You start from Baliwasan, then stop from Jollibee. So that's example of line segment. You cannot extend from San Jose Gusu and from going to town. That's only from the point you start and the point you stop. That is line segment. Okay, number 3, array. What is array? Array is a part of the line that has one endpoint and extends in one direction endlessly. If the ray is has only one endpoint and one infinity direction, or straight infinity from one opposite line. As you can see here, if you're from the point here, this is the end point or where you start, then you walk, you run, or something, you going out there, then you cannot stop. That is the another one, or the infinite line of the line or the ray. So what are the example of ray? For example, your flashlight, diba? If you on it, the point is from the flashlight. Then the infinite line or the ray is the extended line that we see from the flashlight. So that's an example of array or ray. Did you understand? Okay, thank you. As in geometry, there are basically 4 types of lines. And these are the horizontal lines, vertical lines, parallel lines, and perpendicular lines. So number 1, horizontal lines. When a line moves from left to right in a straight line or a straight direction, it is the horizontal line. For example, the image here, a line moves from left to right in a straight direction, it is the horizontal line. So, sir, what if the line start from right to left, but this is a straight direction? So, it is called a horizontal line? Yes, it's also called a horizontal line. Anyone? Any question? Okay, now. Number 2, vertical lines. When a line runs from top to bottom in a straight direction, it is a vertical line. So, from top to bottom or bottom to top, anyone from here that's come first, so but it's still a straight direction, they will also call the vertical line. For example here, from bottom to top, the line runs from bottom to top. So, but in a straight direction, so it's still a vertical line. Did you get? Okay. Number 3, parallel line. I'm sorry to have an error. Parallel line. When two straight lines are When two straight lines don't meet or intersect at any point, even at the infinity, then these are parallel lines, or these are parallel to each other. They have two lines that can't intersect or can't meet ever and ever. That is called parallel line. For example, here, parallel line, line P and Q is parallel to line R and S. So even you extend this point from an opposite direction and they can meet, so it means they are parallel. The word parallel, they did not meet each other. So that's example. So since PQ and RS are parallel line, then it is represented as PQ parallel to RS. Did you get it? Okay. Number 4, perpendicular lines. When two lines meet or intersect at an angle of 90 degree or at a right angle, then they are perpendicular to each other. If parallel lines did not meet to each other, but here in perpendicular lines, they meet but they form a 90-degree angle, or they will call that right angle because they form a 90 degree, because right angle has an angle of 90 degree. Perpendicular lines is a combination of the vertical lines, horizontal lines, which intersect, or it's intersect and it form a 90 degree. So by the way, this part or this triangle or square is the symbolize of 90 degree or right angle. So this is the example of perpendicular lines. So when you mostly see the perpendicular lines in your house, okay, at the corner of the door, at the corner of your house or wall, what else? On a table, what else? Okay, if you have refrigerator, TV, so you will see this. Alright? Okay. So since the PQ and RS are two lines which are perpendicular to each other, then it is represented as PQ perpendicular to RS. This symbol called, or perpendicular, symbolize of this. Any question? Okay, now we have assessment here from the lesson of the lines. I will read the direction. Choose the letter that best describes the types of lines. So we have only four here: vertical line, horizontal line, perpendicular line, parallel line. You only choose the letter from this part or the right side of of the this number. So letter A, letter B, letter C, D, and E. So choose the best that describe this line. Vertical line, horizontal, perpendicular, and parallel line. So choose here. Take one half of your paper and put your name, grade, and section. Then answer this assessment. Any question? None. Okay. You may start now. I'll give you 5 minutes because this is only a multiple choice, so I'll give you 5 minutes. Time is up. Let's check your paper. So number one, vertical lines. What is the answer? Anyone? Okay. So what is vertical line? Number one class. What is the answer? Vertical lines. What is vertical lines? What is the description of vertical lines? So vertical lines is a line is moving from bottom to up or up to bottom, vice versa. Okay, what's the answer? Letter D. Number two, horizontal line. So what is the answer? Okay, letter C. This line is moving straight from left to right. That is horizontal line. What is the letter? Letter C. Number three, perpendicular line. Oh, there have a there have an example here. So the answer is a line, or this is the line that creates a right angle or right triangle and has a 90-degree angle. So letter A is the answer from number 3. Number 4, parallel line. What is parallel line? They can meet or they never meet. So what is the answer? Letter B. These lines can meet the these lines can't meet rather. So what is the answer for number 4? Parallel line. So the answer is letter B. These lines can meet even if extend their lines infinity. So the answer is letter B. Class, are you done? Okay, pass forward. Pass your paper. On a count of 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, pass your paper. Everyone is here? Let's proceed from the next lesson of geometry, which is the angle. So what is the angle? Angle is a combination of two rays or half lines with a common endpoints known as the vertex. So what are the types of the angle? So number one, right angle. Right angle has a measures of exactly 90 degree. So if you have protractor, if you see there from your protractor, you will see the 100 from 0 to 180 degree. Then the half of 180 degrees is 90 or 90 degree. So imagine this is the protractor. So you can see here that the angle forms a 90 degree. So right angle is or has a measure of exactly 90 degree. So this is the right angle. Number two types of angle is the acute angle. So what is acute angle? Acute angle has the measure of less than 90 degree. So as you can see here from the example, the degree of the angle is the 72 degree. So how will you know if the angle is acute? So from 90 or between 90 to 0, they are called the acute angle. From 1 to 89 degree, that is the acute angle. So it shows that 72 degree is less than 90 degree. This is right or wrong? Okay, this is right. Number 3. Number 3 types of angle. Obtuse angle. From the word obtuse. So it has some measures of greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. So obtuse angle is or has the measures of greater than greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. So 120 degree is less than 180 degree but greater than 90 degree. So the angle from degree of 91 to 179 are called obtuse angle. Did you get it? Okay. So number 4, straight angle. When you hear straight angle, what comes in your mind? Okay. So straight angle has a measures of exactly 180 degree. So straight angle, for the word straight, you only see a straight line or a straight angle that is equivalent of 180 degree. So that is the straight angle. So number 5, types of angle, which is the reflex angle. So reflex angle has a measure of greater than 180 degree but less than 360 degree. Since the whole or the full circle is equivalent of 360 degree or one revolution, if the angle is greater than 180, or we say that 181 to 359, that is called the reflex angle because they are greater than 180 and less than 360. Between of these two, 360 degree and 180 degree, they are called the reflex angle. For example, here the 299 degree is the reflex angle. So, do you have any question? Okay, none. Thank you. So, do you have any question, class?